Sony is getting a load of backlash for the recent decision to walk away from quite a few premium 4K TVs that they've made. Now, these TVs include the Sony X900E, the 900F, but most notably, the Sony A8G. People are very angry because they bought the Sony A8G in 2019, and this is also the same year that it will no longer be receiving any firmware updates. At least that's what the reports are saying and what a lot of rumors are suggesting right now. And the reason they say this is because Sony has stated that because they have their brand new firmware, which is Android 9, that for whatever reason, they can't support these older devices that are just so incompatible and yada yada. It would make things glitchy, slower. Guys, let me just go ahead and tell you that Sony's already contradicting themselves, because one of the TVs that they support, in addition to the Z9F and the A9F and the X950G, they've also supported the X850G receiving that Android Pie update. So the X850G is running on that same older chipset that the 900E is running on. So for them to say that they can't support older devices because it's glitchy and buggy is bullshit, literally. The reason they're saying this and the reason that this is not going to be supported is because it's all about money, guys. I'm going to tell you like this. Sony is not going to innovate in 2020. They're going to have the brand new OLED of that year that they're going to be toting around as the latest and greatest, but their LED tech is going to pale in comparison to a lot of the other LEDs that we're going to see in 2020, as I would expect. I don't even need to see what they do to already know that that's going to be the case, because I've seen the last 2 years of Sony's ambitions, and they're getting worse each year. Now, with that being said, you can also assume that Sony's going to try to reel in a lot of dopes with AirPlay 2, HomeKit, and Dolby Atmos, because people just don't know any better. I say that because I've been saying it for years now. I don't update my TV. And for those wondering my opinion on this matter, I don't care one way or another, because I will never update my Sony A8G regardless of what they offer. Reason being is because you're not getting a physical product. Sony has made zero guarantees that the updates that you're going to be doing are going to be bug-free and issue-free. In fact, quite the opposite. They have a disclaimer stating that they're not held responsible if something does happen. So with that as the case, there's no way in hell I would update anyway. And what's more, if it's not built into your TV, it's probably going to be hella de-optimized anyway, requiring additional patches, which opens up a floodgate of other issues. Now, I've seen some people complaining that if you're on older software, it's a security issue, and I'll just state the obvious: not if you don't ever put your TV online. Like, I've never put my TV online, and amazing, I've never had a problem. Now, I get it, if you only own one device and that's literally just your TV, then yeah, you'd be upset because you use it for Hulu and Netflix and YouTube and everything else. But for anyone hooking literally anything up to your TV, please stop complaining, because this is not a big deal at all, because your devices will eventually support the very thing that you're upset that you don't have. I mean, really, seriously, that's where we're at. I get annoyed because I tell you guys not to update, and a lot of you want to know my opinion on something that pertains to an update. Don't do the update. Now, people are saying, well, Quantum, what about Dolby Atmos? Now, this is the part where if you've been reading the dirt sheet that is rtings.com, you've probably been receiving loads of misinformation about what is going to give you Dolby Atmos support and pass-through. The fact of the matter is, I have a video on this channel, I'm not even joking, that many of you have not even attempted to watch, okay, which is how you get Dolby Atmos pass-through on the Hisense H9F. That TV does not natively support Dolby Atmos, but it does have Dolby Atmos pass-through because, again, it comes down to your equipment, right? AV has been very radically developed over the course of many years to the point where you don't have to just depend on the TV, right? And now the Sony Z9F soundbar of 2018, which is what I use, nothing brand new, right? It has that support, and the misinformation continues to roll in as though there is no device in the history of this world that would possibly offer you Dolby Atmos pass-through. And that is just fucking false. And I'm sorry to swear, but my God, really, it's not true. But again, they are hailed as the heroes over at rtings for giving sweet, kind misinformation with, specs and all kinds of data. And hey, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But regardless, guys, regardless of the information, it goes like this. If you want a TV that has all these patches, go for it. But the patches don't mean shit. They made no guarantee to support you anyway, and you can't guarantee that you're not going to get screwed over, and it's a conflict of interest. Anytime somebody's patching something, but then planning to launch something the following year, maybe not a good idea to do that patch. All I'm saying. And when your biggest argument is that you don't have AirPlay 2 or HomeKit, or more stupidly, the Dolby Atmos, which I've proven you can get passed through with the right equipment, I don't understand it. I genuinely don't. I sit right now on my Sony A8G with full Dolby Atmos support, and I've been enjoying it on all my Dolby Atmos movies. So let that sink in, guys. Thanks for watching the #1 brand in honesty. Just wanted to address this question because I know there are a lot of people blowing up my DMs and my inboxes and asking about this. And again, I don't care one way or another. It's not that big a deal. Until the next video, I'll see you guys later.